Hey guys, welcome to the Average Bears YouTube channel, or welcome back if you've seen us before. Today we finally, I know we're a couple of weeks late, get underway with our first series for the FM22 full release. Now, we're going with Norwich. Reason being, they're one of those sort of modern yo-yo teams, aren't they? They're up and they're down, and they never really quite show much of a chance of staying in the Premier League. You always know that they're going to go back down. We're looking to break that wheel, we're looking to change that cycle. We're going to take over, we're going to stabilise, and we're going to crack on and try and make Norwich something more than what they are at the minute. See if we can turn them into a proper big club. Today, I normally at the start of a save would do like an introduction to the club and have a little look around and whatever, but because we're a little bit behind after the release, I've cracked on through pre-season, so we're going to have a little look at that. So we're going to look back on the pre-season, look at the transfer business we've done so far, and we're going to crack into our first game of the season against Spurs. See you in just a sec. Right then, guys, so we will start off with a little bit of sort of an introduction to the club. First of all, I think important to see what it is they're after. So in terms of expectations, it's pretty much as you'd imagine. Fight bravely against relegation. Again, not much sort of ambition, but I understand it's realism. There's only so much financial resources they can throw at the minute. So fight bravely against relegation, but of course we're going to be looking to go above that and stay up. And then in the cups, essentially win a game, isn't it? So that's fair enough. The next 5 years, it's pretty much the same. It does get a little bit more ambitious, where they sort of demand a staying in the Premier Division. But of course, we're not going to be able to do that if we don't here. So it's all about staying up. But hopefully, we'll do well enough that we can make a change to that and push us up the table a little bit. In terms of the culture, playing possession football now. That might be difficult because we're going to be down the bottom end of the league, and I think no matter, especially this first season, what we do transfer-wise, we're still going to be playing teams that are generally better than us. So that although that's quite high up in their importance, I don't know how well we're going to be able to do that. Plus, if you watched my beta series with Atalanta, who were obviously a much stronger team than Norwich, we couldn't keep the ball for anything. Now, you'll see in a second, I've tinkered and tried to do things with the tactics. We still can't really keep the ball, so I'm struggling with the possession bit, but we'll see. Check out that Atalanta save if you haven't seen it. It's a good little sort of mini series. I'll put the card up at the top somewhere. Now, something that is a little bit more positive for how we're going to work: develop players with the club's youth system, fairly standard stuff, and sign players under the age of 21. So they want to value youth. Most of the teams, I think, at the top level do. But the difference here is, for once, which isn't something I'm used to looking at because I'm usually in the non-league somewhere where none of this is any use whatsoever. Very strong squad for the under-23s. Now, I'm sure that said strong squad before, but maybe some players have been loaned out or something like that. There's a few little bits and bobs in the under-18s that might turn into something, but the under-23s does have some good prospects. Adam Ida, Dixon Peters, and there's a few that we've moved into the first team as well, but Amabadile, we'll call him Andrew for now. Is a good prospect as well. Ballymunba, Sam McCullum, all of them, as you can see, pretty much all of them out on loan. We promoted some to the first team, but they're just not going to quite get the game time. I've made sure they've got decent loans. We want to stabilise this season, and then hopefully next season we might be able to bring a few of them into the fold and really get them some game time. And at very least, turn them into sort of prospects that we can make some sort of financial gain on. So it's nice to have a strong set of youth behind us for this first season that we might be able to pick a couple from going forward. Financially, we're fine, steady, 15 million. We had a transfer budget of 10 million to start the season. Wages, there was a little bit of wiggle room, but not a huge amount. So not loads to spend, but enough to bring in a little bit. And as you can see, we've spent some of that, which I'll go into in just a second. Info wise, I've got to say I do like this away kit. I don't think I'd ever seen it before, but I'm a big fan of that. So if we keep this going long enough, we might have to sort of start our FM based football shirt collection or whatever and get hold of one of those, because I quite like that. Transfers then. So as I mentioned, quite a few loans out. Yeah, all down here. Ones to keep an eye on: Andrew, Ballymunba, Adam Ida, Dixon Peters, Bashiri, Josh McCracken. So all of these had already been done, but these ones especially are ones that I would like to keep an eye on, see how they're doing. Now, obviously, the club had spent some of their Buendia money. It was Buendia, wasn't it? That went to Villa, yeah, 33 million. This was already pre-spent, so we had Angus Gunn in, Rashika in 9.5 million, Ben Gibson in 8 million, Solis 9.5 million. All of these do look at first glance to be decent players. We will get some use out of them. So, not too bad. Brandon Williams on loan, Matthias Norman on loan. He's looked really good in pre-season. He's looking pretty key to how we're playing at the minute. Kabak looks a good signing on loan. So I'm happy to work with some of this. These three here, Ollie Sims, Ian Goslick, Leons, all signed for the youth team. Not much to do with me. Just to sort of bolster out the numbers there because of all the loans gone out. And then this is our sort of first team signing in Juan Cruz Comar from Talleres, Argentinian. Just felt we needed to add a little bit of quality in that sort of central defence role. We know in real life Norwich can't defend for Toffee. Kabak's a good player, Gibson's a decent player. And everyone around there, Zimmerman, Grant Hanley, they're all okay, and that's, we'll see in a second when we get to the squad, but that's the problem with Norwich at the minute. There's lots of players that are sort of decent all-rounders, pretty good at everything, but no real specialty, and that's it. There's a lot of that. And whereas I've decided against sort of a wholesale clear out this first season, I just want to add to what we've got, because I do think there's enough there. There are some talented players at the club. It will, over the first sort of year, 2, maybe 3 years, we're going to have to probably move quite a lot of the average out and bring in hopefully some young sort of talent. But for now, with the sort of low amount of money, we just need a couple of slightly older players with a bit more experience and a bit more ready-made quality. And I think Komar represents that. It didn't cost a huge amount of money, so good in the air, 6'3". He's not quick, but he's not too slow. Heading, marking, tackling. He's a proper defender. And he'll slot in aside Kabak, I think, is my first choice. Hopefully they can form a bit of a partnership. You might have seen someone else's name in the little transfer window. Blaise Matuidi. It's difficult to not sign a name in it, and he is a little bit of a name. But he's basically on a free. I think we can sign him sooner than the end of his contract for like a couple of $100,000. So we'll look to do that if we can get him. Because it's more for his mentals. I mean, look at these. The teamwork, the aggression, concentration, positioning, determination, bravery. This stuff might be starting to go, but it's, to be fair, his physicals compared to what we've got aren't bad at all. And technically, we're not looking for a superstar, but we just want someone coming to be a ball winner, to be a bit of a sort of short pass distributor, and just keep things ticking over. So, a bit of experience as well. Hopefully, he'll be in. And there's a few more players that we're looking at, but we'll do that at the end of the transfer window, and I'll come back and we'll go through all of the business, because I think there'll be a few more additions. So into the pre-season, it was pretty good. You can see, we won most of the games. We didn't play against a huge amount of quality, and that's the only problem. But we got the job done. We've not set the world alight yet, so I'm still working on the tactics, and that will obviously continue. But we've won most of the games. Mixture of goal scorers, because I've tried people, players in different positions. Pookie probably the main man, as you would expect, but there's a few others popped up with goals. But I found it difficult to get consistency out of some of what you might call our technically better players. So I'm still working on that. Is a bit of a concern. The losses don't worry me too much. We played okay, just didn't take chances, but lots and lots of changes being made. Anyway, the first game that we're going to go into today, just after we look at the squad. It's not an easy one. At home to Tottenham, Sunday game. So it's going to be a tough test, and I think we have to be realistic. It's going to be difficult to change our mindset a little bit. We are probably the worst team in the league. In fact, we definitely are. When you look at the player stats comparison, with the rest of the league, it's way down below. So we need to have a little look at that. Staff actually coming into the club, I'm working on it. It's proving difficult. This, believe it or not, is an improvement. And when I started, it's not good at all. So this is probably a contributing factor, something else that we need to have a look at and sort. But as I say, there are irons in the fire with that. On to tactics then. So I've played around with both of these. they've become more and more similar. As you can see, there's not a lot of difference in terms of shape. They did start out different. This is what we've been going with. It is a little bit more positive. You'd think that we're sort of playing defensively, but this is a little bit more trying to keep possession. I don't expect to have the lion's share in most games because we're going to be up against better sides, but this is something where we can counter. It's simple, keep the ball, and this so far seems to be the best thing. The other one is a little bit more. It's as I say, it's become very similar in shape, so I still need to work on that. But it's become a little bit more defensive, a little bit deeper, and it might be one that we have to switch to and from with in the game. And I've got a few ideas on another tactic that I've not really tried out yet, because we are a little bit behind on recruitment, and that might be my fault. I feel like I've maybe been a little bit overcautious, knowing that we don't have a huge amount in the way of funds. I can't afford to waste that money. We need to make the right signing, so that might be my fault. But we will crack on for the final weeks of the transfer window and make sure we bring a couple more players in. But anyway, this is what we're going with. Tim Krul in goal. Max Aarons is one of the sort of jewels of the club, I suppose. He's not set the world on fire in pre-season yet, but he has got ability. He is worth a lot of money. So, at very worst case scenario, we might be able to get a good price for him. Giannoulis has done well on the left. Has kept sort of Brandon Williams out. Kabak has been the sort of star of the show, really. It's in central defence, much more of the sort of the best ball playing type defender by far that we've got. He's on loan in from Schalke, so he starts. Komar comes in straight away. Matthias Norman, I mentioned, has been really key. He likes this deep blind playmaker role. He likes defending as well. He's the link between that defence and that midfield, and he's played a pretty key part in most of those friendlies. We're going with Lees Mello in midfield. Pretty versatile attacker. He's sort of all energy, but I think probably edges on the attacking side a bit more. So he's in there in a fairly generic role. Now, wide players, we do have a few options on the left-hand side, less so on the right. Rashika, one of the biggest signings that the club made. He's shown little flashes. We've not got the best yet, but he is, 18 acceleration. He has got that burst of pace. So we need to try and figure out getting the best out of him. But as I say, we've seen flashes, so we're going to persist with him on the right. Cantwell's been my biggest disappointment with pre-season so far. Just haven't been able to get any sort of consistent tune out of him, but technically one of the better players. But we need to start seeing something from him, because otherwise there are players like Solis that will take his spot, and Placheta as well, both of which have shown flashes a bit like Rashika has. Billy Gilmore, I rate quite a lot in real life. I think he's a good young player. Technique wise is probably the best player at the club, on the ball. Again, we've seen flashes. I like him in this advanced role, so we're going to persist with that. And of course, Timu Pukki up front is the main man at the moment. So we'll get into it. Let's see how we do. Hopefully we can get off to a decent start, but don't expect it. So whilst we're waiting for that to load, guys, thanks for the support over the beta save. We've really enjoyed the increased subscribers and the views and the interaction. Been brilliant, really buoyed us on to crack on. When this comes out, Scott will have already released his first video of the main game, although it is a continuation of the beta save. So if you watch that Derby save and watched it to its dramatic conclusion, episode 9 is out. I think it's episode 9. The latest one is out. So go and check that out. If you didn't see it, again, I'll pop another card up here somewhere for the whole series. Go and watch that from the start. You're not too far behind. It was just the beta. Well worth a watch, as well as the Atalanta one we mentioned earlier. Also, big shout out to FM Credo, who's done the new thumbnails. Real step up for the channel for what we were cobbling together before. They look brilliant, so thanks to him. And go and check out his work on Twitter, and I'll put his details in the description as well. Right then, here we go. Fair to say with the underdogs here, it's not the most difficult game we could have had, but it's certainly far from the ideal first game. But I think we'll go into it with a bit of not too much to lose. Should we not get a result, it's probably not one we're looking at targeting, especially this early on. To be honest, I'd have liked to have been a little bit more settled on tactics and personnel, but It is what it is, so we just have to go with it now and do the best that we can. 16% possession is low even for me, and I've cut through us. Good save from Krull, but expected us to go down there, to be honest. Winks with the corner, well out, back in, out, in, out. Early pressure. As I say, I think the possession thing's a bit pie in the sky from the board. I suppose they're not saying they want us to go out and dominate possession, but they just want us to keep the ball when we've got it, and that's the style of play. But I don't know if it's gonna I don't know if it's gonna work. Here's Norman with the throw, big long throw into the box, far too easy for Lloris. They work quite well for periods in FM21. I am sticking with the long throw almost purely because Norman's got a big sort of, I think, 16 or 17 long throw rating, so you can really pop them in there. And I'm a big fan of a long throw anyway, to be honest. I think they're really dangerous in like real life, so we are going with them, but that wasn't a good example. Tottenham getting a little bit too much space for my liking. His Son blazes it over. Didn't like how much room he got then. Bumped it up to 43%. 44, that's not bad, is it, compared to 16% early on. And nothing too much is happening, which isn't necessarily the worst thing that could happen. Here's Billy Gilmore. Rashika, he's got space wide for Aarons. Give it to him. Oh, great ball. Go on, Todd. Oh, God. Oh, he's offside. It doesn't excuse the rubbish finish, but we've created something there, though. That's a poor kick from Lloris. Cantwell does well. Giannoulis on the overlap. Pookie's in there. There's others in there as well. Towards Pookie. Got the header. Couldn't guide it towards goal. But that's good, though. A bit of encouragement. We've shown, last couple of highlights have been ours, and here we come again here. Lees Melu knocking things around. Here's Rashika to Aarons. He's got the pace. Whips a good ball in. There it is. Pookie puts us in front. I'm waiting for something to go wrong, but it can't do, really. Come on, boys. Yes! We lead, and to be fair, the last, 10-15 minutes, we looked to have been good value for it. Aarons with a bit of space. Great cross in. And a lovely little finish. Exactly what I need from Teemu Pukki. Come on. Fantastic start. At the very least, we've shown a bit of character and shown a bit of ability in this first half. And I'm surprised with this back three, they've not dominated us possession-wise either. So we've really grown into that, guys. What a start that is. More of the same, I think. I'm a little bit worried about this yellow card, but I think he's a real attacking danger. But we've always got Brandon Williams to come on. We'll give it 10 minutes or so, and when it gets a bit dicey, we'll look to change that. Here's Cantwell, a little bit of room, crosses early, back post. Rashika picks it up. Come on, come here, come back. Oh, that's horrible. Being a goal in front's made me nervous all of a sudden. Something to lose now. And Tottenham, there's going to be spells of pressure in this half at the very least. Here's Harry Kane, he's not going to miss. Oh, he has missed. That's once or twice they've found a gap between the two centre-halves now. And I don't know whether that's something we can alter or whether it's just a case of it's their first game together. Gilmore early ball in behind. Pookie nearly onto it, and Romero just cuts it out. Doherty, I forgot he was even at Tottenham. Been allowed to run, but Cantwell nips in there. He started pretty well as Todd. Here's Teemu Pukki. There's the reverse ball to Rashika. Saved. Was he off? He looked off. This is good stuff we're playing, though. Voice went a bit high there. A bit excited. Højbjerg into Kane. Good save by Krull. Sorry, guys. Winks puts the corner in, headed away. I don't want to concede from set pieces. We can't afford that. See, I think every time we've seen Cantwell in a highlight, he's done something good, but he's getting like a 6.2, and it was a bit like that in pre-season. So I think that's deceptive, to be honest. That's a big throw in, and again, we've not really put Lloris under enough pressure. Kane, of course, wins the header. Doherty picks it up. Can we defend this, boys? Come on. Get out. Oh, look at all the space he's got. Who was picking that up? Oh, that's dreadful. Fair enough, they've got the ball wide, but you've got X amount of play. You've got, it's not even the left back. You've got the left back, 2 centre backs, and the full back behind him, and he's found a goal side. Again, that space between the 2 centre backs is too big. I need to look at that because you've just seen how that causes a problem. Can we strike back straight away? Norman in? No. Come on, Billy. Chooses to go centrally. That's it. Work it wide. Gilmore. Good ball out there. Pookie needs to get in the box. Oh, he's fed it back to him. Cantwell! Oh! Deflected. Offside again. Ugh, schoolboy stuff. Right. Time to make a change. I think we're a little bit unlucky. Just that sort of one bit of bad defending, wasn't it? I think I do quite like Kieran Dowell. He's done some good things from the bench. And I think we can have a little bit of an all-action attacking midfield rather than the playmaker. A little bit more assertive now. Clearly, we've been in the game and we deserve something from it. Good header. Dowell found a little bit of space. He's got options. Finds Rashica, who's got that burst. Can he cross it? He can for Cantwell. Doherty gets there ahead of him. Come on, Brandon. Norman there again. That's a risky ball. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Stop him. Stop him. Okay. Forced him away for now. Passing it around a little bit easy for my liking. This is where the goal came from. Stop the cross. I think Komar got back just in time, didn't he? Yeah. Ooh. Come on, boys. I don't think we deserve to lose this. Well away. We've defended corners pretty well so far. Can we score from one? Come on then, Norman. In it goes. Oh, it missed everyone almost. Well cleared. Here's Cantwell. Can he have a go? This is a bit awkward. Stretch him. Get a ball in then. Get a ball in. Ooh, it wasn't really ever going anywhere. I can't even pretend to be excited about that. Right, last 10 minutes then. Let's change things up a little bit. Let's bring on Solis. He likes to cut in as well, but I'm going to push him up. I don't want to say we're going for it, but I think there's 3 points for the taking here if we can just make something of a chance. Here he is early, working it well to Dowell. Space on the left. He's gone for a shot. Nothing silly. Nothing silly. Am I being greedy by wanting the 3 points? I'd have taken a point before. Here's Rashica. He needs some help though. Well done. Aaron's. Deliver. Left. Oh! What a silly noise. But what a shot. Come on, boys. Norman with the corner, and it goes to Ozan. Solis picks it up. Can we get it back in? Oh, don't just lose it like that. Oh, he's got back in there. Shoot, Norman. Down into Solis. He's got it. I don't know what's going on. Oh, it was such a strange little goal. It looked to be all a little bit too tight. Solis lost it and he's dug in and won that. Norman to Dowell, little ball in. He's hit it first time, thundered it past Lloris. And there's the super sub. Gets himself a goal. Right. Now we need to look at being careful. I don't want to invite too much pressure. I don't think that's good, but we do need to perhaps look at just tying it back a little bit. I still want to be positive because I don't think inviting pressure is going to be good at all, but we just need to I will take 2-1 all day long. Oh no. No. He was a free header. Don't do that to me, boys. Right, let's drag this back now. Now we can be defensive, I think. Now we can be very defensive. We've got the ball. Just keep the ball. Just keep the ball. Yes! Come on! What a result that is. Whoa! I'd have taken a draw. I would have definitely taken a draw. But on the performance, I don't think we didn't. I think we deserved that, or at least a draw. They didn't. They threatened a couple of times on the break. But that's a great performance. We look dangerous in spells as well. Can't be too displeased with that. That's not too shabby. That. I'm not going to get carried away, because we'll probably go and lose the next 3 games or something stupid now. But so, guys, I mean, what a great start to the series, both in game, and it was quite an exciting. At least the second half definitely was a good one, wasn't it? We'll crack on from here, but we won't leave it too long, because of course we'll come back at the end of the transfer window and we can have a look at any more business that we get done. Got my eye on a few players. I'm quite excited about a few of them, so look out for that. Hope you've enjoyed today as much as I will. I think it's going to be a really enjoyable save. You know what the Premier League's like. There's loads of money if we can stay in and start to push our way up that table, and hopefully we can grow Norwich into something much bigger than they are currently. All the usuals, guys. Give us a like, subscribe, notification bell, follow us on the socials. It's all in the description. It's all just below me here somewhere. We'll see you next time. Won't be too long. Cheers.